Hey everyone, and welcome back. This video in particular is about the SpongeBob Movie Game for the PlayStation 2, GameCube, and original Xbox. This title is one of my favourite video games to revisit, and is also one of my favourite childhood games, just like lots of other people out there. One of the aspects I enjoy more than anything about this game, without a doubt, would be the amazing soundtrack that accompanies it, composed by the amazing Tim Borquez, Bobby Crew, Jimmy Levine, Alex Wilkinson, John O'Kennedy, the late Barry Fazman, and Beth Ertz, who are the same people who did the soundtrack for BFBB, excluding Beth, John, and Barry. Unfortunately, Barry Fazman passed away on the 26th of November 2021, and he was the one who helped with tracks like Frogfish Fight, the Narrator _, as well as Welcome to Planktopolis Minions. I just thought I'd mention that, as he definitely played a massive part in the making of the soundtrack, and works like his will never be seen again, which is just such a shame. So, the movie game's tracks are in a similar situation to the BFBB stereo tracks, but in this case, we already have them in stereo thanks to the game's dev, Heavy Iron, figuring out how to utilise stereo audio between 2003 and 2004. So then, what's the issue, you might be thinking? Well, in this case, to fit stereo audio into the GameCube and Xbox versions of the game, they had to compress the audio into something called 4-bit ADPCM. ADPCM stands for Adaptive Differential Pulse Code Modulation, a derivative of PCM, Pulse Code Modulation, which is basically the wave files that you commonly see today. What 4-bit ADPCM does is it attempts to imitate the original uncompressed file while saving a lot of space, so a lot of sound is lost, and as a result, those with ears that are more finely tuned can actually hear the lack of detail and compression. Apart from that, there are two hard-to-hear alternate tracks that are in the game's cutscene files. One is the Narrator _Q, which can be seen on this photo of the original movie game soundtrack archive CD, listed as track 16. Narrator sounds like this. And there's also an alternate version of Planktopolis, which sounds exactly like this. Another important reason to get these tracks is that with headphones on, there's this audible compression that just sits in the back of the tracks and it impedes on the listening experience. And I really can't explain how many times I've actually switched off a track because it just bothers me so much. Since this soundtrack is loved by so many people, I just think it's so important to address this and get the original file so people can enjoy it the way it was intended. So here we have two tracks that are exactly the same. The one we have here is extracted from Truth or Square, the 2009 Heavy Iron game, and it is the Rub-a-Dub-Dub Slip Slide in the Tub track, but it is uncompressed in Truth or Square, so they managed how to do proper uncompressed audio. But then this one here is, oh, let's move that back. This one here is from the Xbox version of Movie, and you can see it looks drastically different. So, truth or square, Movie. Truth or square, Movie. And the fact is, Movie's one looks more brittle, it looks more harsher on the ears. It looks like a brick, whereas this one looks like a really soft pillow. This one sounds like a soft pillow. This one sounds like a shitty brick. So here is the example of what I'm going to show you. So what I'll do is I will play the truth or square one. No, in fact, I'll play the Movie one, then I'll play the truth or square one so you can hear the difference, and I'll play them back and forth so it sort of sticks in the mind. So I don't want to jump scare anyone with the audio, so I'll play it in just a second, so be prepared. And then we have truth or square. So I'll play the intros back and forth just a second and see if you can notice the difference. So if you can hear the difference, you'll hear some sort of static when it comes to the Movie Game one, which is named music_slide.wave.snds.flac. So that is the one taken from the Movie Game. So that one you'll hear a lot of static, but whereas it comes to the one that is properly named Rub-a-Dub-Dub, that one you can't hear that. You can't hear that static present because that is what the file is meant to sound like. So since this file was in truth or square, we were very lucky to get it lossless, uncompressed. So that is just a little demonstration of what we're missing out on. My goal from this is to have hopefully explained to you guys in depth enough as to why I'm pioneering for this movement to get these high quality movie game tracks, just like we did for BFBB. There is so much untapped potential in these tracks, which we definitely know still exist, and I'm really hoping that this alternate version of Planktopolis also exists. As of making this video, I've not had any confirmation on that specific track, but everything else is 100% confirmed to still be archived, and we can hopefully get our hands on it someday. I'll be trying my very best to get the gears turning on this one, so hopefully you'll all stay tuned, and I will see you all in the next one.